Hi, Miss Sarika here. That was for you, Joey. Okay, so what I'm going to explain to you is how we're going to be doing our simulation. So when you get to chalk up, make sure you click on the little thing over here to get to our discussions. And our discussion, we're going to look at PhET simulation. You'll see it says page 46 so that you know which page you're supposed to be on. Also note, your notes are up here on page 47. I will put those up there for you guys so that if you're absent or like now and you need to do this, you can get the notes. So as it loads, anytime I have a PowerPoint, I'll probably put them up there so you guys have access to it. So there they are. You can flip through the different pages. Okay? All right, so we're going to the simulation. You can click on either link. It will get you to PhET Simulations. So if you look at page 46, you'll see that there are some data tables there that are all named. Do you see the one that says tug of war? Yes? You can answer me. It's okay. Yes. All right. So instead of tug of war, shh, that was too much. So instead of tug of war, I want you to change it to net force. So change that now, please. Change it to net force because they changed it on me and I didn't fix it. So cross off tug of war and change it to net force. Okay? You'll see there's net force, motion, friction, and acceleration. So when you click on the simulation, it pops up. You can navigate between the four of them as well, down at the bottom. So when you're doing this, I'm going to ask you to take maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. You can play around with it, just get used to it, get the sillies out, and get your distractions out for about 3 or 4 minutes. When you get to business, though, it has on the right-hand side, upper right-hand side, it says like the sum of forces, values, or whatever data that they can provide. I would recommend clicking those on because you guys, we know about vectors, we know about speed and things, and we can get those values to help us out. So you'll see that you can drag the little guys here on this one, move them around, and it tells us the sum of forces. What is another word for sum of the forces? Anyone? I would like a volunteer for this. You have to be quiet for this part. Yeah, Omar. What's another word for sum of forces?
Oh, another forces?
Sum of the forces.
100.
In this case, the measurement's 100 m, but there's a vocab word that means sum of forces. Anyone know it? It was our second warm-up question for today. Net forces. That's right. It's net forces. So the net force is the sum of the force. And you can see the different forces here, and it does the calculation for you. So you'll hit go. You'll make observations. And when you record this down in your processing page on page 46, write down the net force and some qualitative description, like who wins, which side, which way does it go. Okay? You can reset it and go on from there. This motion one, you have some objects. You can change your objects out, move them away. You can add people. And if you click the different values over here, you can see masses, speed, etc. With this one down here, look, you can click and set an applied force, or you can adjust it. If it's negative, that just means going backwards. Everybody look at the box on your data on page 46 that says motion. Do you see how it says you have an unbalanced force from the left? I want to show you what I mean by that. The guy is coming from the left-hand side and it's unbalanced. That's all that one means. All right, the next one is friction. You can adjust the amount of friction. You'll see the ground kind of changes, and when there's no friction, it looks like ice. In reality, ice does have friction, but that is just making that as an image to help kind of make that connection of less friction there. You have lots of friction, and again, check these boxes. Acceleration. Acceleration just means a change in speed. You can adjust the friction again. You can add your girl holding a refrigerator or whatever. And you can see what happens. And it eventually will show you the sum of the forces, which means what? What's that word again? Sum of the forces? Net force. Good. Okay? So the rest of class today, you are processing our notes where we talked about net force, balanced force, unbalanced force, all those things. And you're going to be processing it on page 46. Your goal should be to finish at least the first 2 data tables today, if not more. Do a quick check every once in a while with your FACE partner and share some of your observations to see if you're on track, and give them some feedback on the kind of details that they need to be adding if they don't maybe have enough quantitative or qualitative. Okay?